Hello, welcome back. We are in our read through of the 1800s Pictorial Bible. We are in the book of Leviticus. We are starting from the beginning of Leviticus. We just wrapped up Exodus, and Moses has built the tabernacle. The tent of meeting is set up. We're good to go, and now we are entering the book of Leviticus. So let's just dive in, grab a Bible, read along with me in the book of Leviticus, chapter 1. And the Lord called unto Moses and spake unto him out of the tabernacle of the congregation, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them, If any man of you bring an offering unto the Lord, ye shall bring your offering of the cattle, even of the herd and of the flock. If his offering be a burnt sacrifice of the herd, let him offer a male without blemish. He shall offer it of his own voluntary will at the door of the tabernacle of the congregation before the Lord, and he shall put on his hand on the head of the burnt offering, and it shall be accepted for him to make atonement for him. And he shall kill the bullock before the Lord, and the priests, Aaron's sons, shall bring the blood and sprinkle the blood round upon the altar that is by the door of the tabernacle of the congregation. And he shall flay the burnt offering and cut it into pieces. And the sons of Aaron and the priests shall put fire upon the altar and lay the wood in order upon the fire. And the priests, Aaron's sons, shall lay the parts, the head and the fat, in order upon the wood that is on the fire, which is upon the altar. But his innards and his legs shall he wash in water, and the priest shall burn all on the altar to be a burnt sacrifice, an offering made by fire of a sweet savor unto the Lord. And if his offering be of the flocks, namely of the sheep or of the goats, for a burnt sacrifice, he shall bring it male without blemish, and he shall kill it on the side of the altar northward before the Lord, and the priests, Aaron's sons, shall sprinkle his blood round about upon the altar, and he shall cut it into pieces with his head and his fat, and the priest shall lay them in order on the wood that is on the fire, which is upon the altar. But he shall wash the innards and the legs with water, and the priest shall bring it and burn it upon the altar. It is a burnt sacrifice, an offering made by fire of a sweet savor unto the Lord. And if the burnt sacrifice for his offering to the Lord be of fowls, then he shall bring his offering of turtle doves or of young pigeons, and the priest shall bring it unto the altar, and wring off its head, and burn it on the altar, and the blood thereof shall be wrung out at the side of the altar, and he shall pluck away its crop with his feathers, and cast it beside the altar on the east part, by the place of the ashes, and he shall cleave it with the wings thereof, but shall not divide it asunder, and the priest shall burn it upon the altar, upon the wood that is upon the fire. It is a burnt sacrifice, an offering made by fire, a sweet savor unto the Lord. So, we are getting into the description of how they are going to make sacrifices as atonement for sin. The only thing I'm going to take time to point out in this is that, as you can see, there's options for what you can bring. There's not a limitation of you can only bring this type of animal. And that will be addressed later. Once again, I'm further on in my chronological read through. I'm already in Judges, so I've read this year. And it starts off bigger and gets smaller and smaller through this description. God sets up a system where people who can't afford to slaughter a bull or a bigger animal can still bring a sacrifice to atone for a sin in a smaller animal, in a sheep or a goat or a bird. And it really legitimately is based on your income level and what your heart kind of leans towards, as far as where you're feeling guilt-wise. If this is something that you're bringing unto the Lord, God is accepting of things much smaller than just a giant bull. So God has made a way for there to be atonement even if you don't have a lot of money, because birds are a lot easier to come by. And this stuff will be laid out in more detail in subsequent chapters, but it's kind of a beautiful thing, as beautiful as animal sacrifice can be. And once again, the idea of there being a requirement for a death to take place to atone for sin is just a reminder of how holy God is and how much our sin removes us from him. We are deserving of death because of our sin. Regardless of what it is, regardless of how small you think it is an affront to God's holiness and God's perfection, and it separates us from him. And so at this time, this is the way that they could make atonement and have relationship with God. Something had to die for the sake of that sin. And luckily, we live in a time post-Christ and post-Messiah, and the sacrifice has already been given for us, and all we have to do is lay claim of it and claim Christ and ask him to be the Lord of our life. And we have the covering of his blood, and his perfect sacrifice atones for every sin. It's not something we need to repeat. He was so perfect that nothing else is required. What an amazing, amazing gift. I hope that you're feeling blessed today. I hope that the month of April is starting well for you. And Lord willing, I will see you tomorrow for Leviticus chapter 2.